At this point, I've lost 20 pounds. I feel like it's been very consistently coming off. So I have no fear about continuing to lose the rest of the weight that I need to lose.
Before joining the Fast 40 program, what did you do to try to lose weight?
I did everything until I quit. Back in the day, Weight Watchers, a long time ago, keto, paleo. I even did a program that was all meat, except for like you drank some fiber in the morning. I'd say about 5 years ago, I just quit. I decided I'm working this hard to not lose any weight, just stay the same. And I'm just done.
Thanks for sharing that. Nicole wasn't not successful. The programs were never intended to be successful. When you give up, what did you do when you gave up? You did it for 5 years. What did you do to give up? You just eat whatever you want? What do you do?
Pretty much. I just ate whatever I wanted.
And what happened? What happened when you did that?
Well, I did gain some weight. I probably gained about maybe 10 to 15 pounds, and then I stayed there. And so I thought, oh, well, this is pretty good. I can eat anything I want, and I'm there. I'm not gaining anymore. And I felt like I can still work in my garden. I can still go on hikes. I can still do whatever I want to do. I know I don't look exactly like I want to look, but I can live with this. And I'm not just putting myself through the torture of constantly struggling through this anymore. So I felt like I was okay. I thought I was in a good place.
So
Yeah.
Nicole, let's talk about, you came into the Fast 40. What's been the results in 40 something days?
Well, I have to tell you before I do. I have to tell you how I ended up coming into it was because I do want to share this. You've told me I didn't have to if I want to, but I fell. I fell. And then the injury wasn't healing. And it was just this ongoing, like long process. And I was losing my strength. And I realized, oh, this has all been contingent on me being able to do whatever I want to do. I want to hike. I want to work in my garden. But now I've been sedentary for so long. How am I ever going to get my strength back? When I'm carrying around what I told you was the equivalent of one of my 50-pound bags of chicken food that I would put over my shoulder and I'd carry out to my chicken house. And it was getting so hard to carry that. And I realized, but that's what I'm carrying every day. So yeah. So then I said, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. And I told you straight from the beginning, I was very skeptical. I had seen it, so I knew it was working for some people. But I just thought, this is on you. You figure it out. You make my body do what it's supposed to do because I clearly can't. And I haven't done that in all these years.
So then, okay, so now we fast forward. You decide, I'm going to do this. You saw many other women that it was working for. What's the results? What's happened?
I've been so successful so far. It's so exciting. I mean, and really against all odds, because I maybe shouldn't have been as successful, but at this point, I've lost 20 pounds. I feel like it's been very consistently coming off. So I have no fear about continuing to lose the rest of the weight that I need to lose. I came to you and I said, I'd be okay with like 10 or 15 pounds. Like I was hedging my bets, right? And then once I saw how successful I could be and how easy it was to do, I was like, let's just go all the way. I'm ready. I'm going to do this. It's better to do it now at my age, which is still rough. Like 52, my skin's going to take longer to get back together, but it's going to be a lot better than doing it at 70. And I think of my age at 50 years old, my kids are all graduated. I'm ready to go. There are things I want to do. And this has kind of paved the way for me to have confidence in myself that I can build up the strength and get the weight off and be healthy enough to do everything in this section of my life that I want to do.
Wow. 20 pounds. And let's remind people that's within like about 45 days. And I think it was about 15, it might be even more inches now, around 14, 15 inches off. So when the weight comes off, what have you noticed about yourself? Health-wise, mentally, emotionally?
There's been some big things, some really just annoying things, like I had started to snore and I was waking myself up with that, and that's gone. I couldn't sleep on my right side because I would get heartburn so bad. Well, this wound I have is on my left side and I have to sleep on my right side. And so that would have just been horrible, but I can do that now. I can sleep on my back and not snore. I feel like I look better. I'm wearing clothes that I had boxed up and put away thinking this will never happen again. And so that's great. But more than that, I'm just starting to chomp at the bit getting strong again and like really being able to do what I want to do.
What emotions have come up as you're dropping this weight off?
Yeah, there's been a lot actually, because all of those years of trying to lose weight and doing weird things, just to put it plainly, I watched my teenagers start to do weird things and start restricting to a point that wasn't healthy. And that was part of why I quit. And then I watched my mom at 70 years old, lose weight for the first time in her life and go too far to the point where she became anorexic and passed away from it.
So what was she actually doing?
She was doing a program that was like carbs on one day and fat on a different meal, so that never carbs and fat in the same. But in the end, she just began to starve herself. And she was doing things, taking pills and stuff that would help her reduce her appetite so that she could eat less. I think at some point you lose control of that. When you go down that road too far, you cannot turn yourself around and come back. And that's what happened with her. And she just lost too much and she couldn't come back. And so yesterday was her 3rd anniversary of her being gone from our lives. Because of this. And so that was part of the reason where I was like, this has to stop. This is crazy. I'm watching my mom pass away. My kids are doing the same thing. We can't be like this. We can't be harming ourselves over aesthetics. So there was a lot of emotions. The fact that I am never hungry because I am feeding my body thoroughly every day really sustains me and makes me feel confident in this program, where I don't feel like, oh, I'm being dangerous or I'm setting a bad example. The example I'm setting is that I'm feeding myself well and it's working.
So what have you done, Nicole, to lose? You're saying 20 pounds. What did you do to lose the weight? You're saying you're full. You didn't starve yourself?
I ate more food than a person can jump over.
Really?
I ended up having to eat quite a bit of food, but then afterwards, after I eat a meal, I'm satisfied. I am not having cravings. I am not hungry. And here's another thing. I ate every meal that I was supposed to eat. So before, I would work through lunch and I'd be starving, and maybe I would grab something, maybe I wouldn't. And so I really was starving myself because I was too busy to eat. And I don't do that at all on this program. I have a timer set for lunch and dinner, and I eat what I'm supposed to eat.
Nicole, if you look at you right now, we got you more connected with your body, not less.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Well, first of all, because I'm eating at regular times, I am hungry when it's time to be hungry. Like for me, I don't want food to rule my life. I have a life. I have a job. I have important things I'm doing, and I don't want that. And with this, it doesn't have to. I make my meals in advance. I have everything prepped out, and I eat when it's time to eat. I just really appreciate it, because how well was my brain working before when I was skipping lunch because I was trying to work harder? Really, I wasn't really working harder. At least I wasn't. Maybe I was working harder. I wasn't working smarter,
Right. What do you think is the impact in your life and the things that matter you most of having 20 pounds off you? What do you think is the impact?
Oh, it's pretty big. I mean, for one thing, not to make too much drama of it, but I still have the wound that I had, and it is healing well. I mentioned it to you back in the day, where the wound care doctor walked in the room and looked at it and said, I think it'll heal, and turned around and walked out of the room. And I thought, what's the freaking alternative here? It better heal, but really I wasn't doing anything before that was going to help my body to heal. And now I am. And I have seen in the last month, massive improvement. Everybody wanted to know, are you diabetic? Do you smoke? They were trying to figure out, where was my health failing me? And I didn't have any of those things. So that's massive. I mean, I'm still going around with a wrapped leg and stuff, but the light at the end of the tunnel on that is close. And so that's huge. And also I said, as long as I can hike and work in my garden, but I always limited myself. Like if we went on vacation, I was like, well, how long is that hike? I can do 3 miles. 3 miles is good. And now I'm like, Oh, wow. I can't wait to take my first 10-mile hike. Or do we have any overnighters we could do? So that's just, I know that I'm not doing those things yet because just walking on my leg is enough for right now. Just around the house, I can't really even walk, but I know those things are going to be possible for me because of what I'm doing. And I'm super excited about it.
Wow. That was a great testimony, Nicole. So can I ask you, Nicole, we'll close this out. What would you say to someone who's watching this, who was where you were 50 days ago and going, I've given up. Matter of fact, I see that what he's doing is working with other women, but I'm not going to do it because that can't work for me. What would you tell them?
I would say take a chance, because what I know is it will work. If it works for me, I think it'll work for anybody, anybody. But it does work, and it's not painful. There's nothing about it that is a stress to your system, hard to do. It's actually been easy to do and comfortable to do, and it does work. So I would say take a chance. And also maybe even beyond take a chance, when you think about how much money people are spending on some of these programs, like monthly shot or weekly shots and things like that, I'm watching some of the people who are on these drugs in my family and in my life. I'm losing fat way faster than they are. They've been on it for 9 months. I've been doing this for 40 days and I've already caught up to them. So so take a chance on yourself, just give it a try.
That was big right there. That was big. That's wild to see that, right?
It's so true though. Yeah.
And probably even more important than that is when they are done, when are they done taking the drugs? What's going to happen after to those 20 pounds? That's what I think is an important piece, because they have not learned how to eat right. They've actually learned not to eat is what they've learned. Nicole, thanks for being on here. I so appreciate it. Anything else you want to say?
No, just to thank you. I appreciate you because you really, you didn't push, but you didn't give up on me either. And then, when we first met, I was like, you could just take it and go, and you hung in there and were ready when I was ready. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate all the coaching and walking me through this, because everybody told me he'll change your life. And I'm like, it's a diet program. What are you talking about? And now I can truly say with all of my heart, it will change your life.
Oh, that's so cool. That's right. Right. Diets don't work, but yeah, it's life transformation system is what it is, disguised as weight loss. That just happens.
Yes, exactly.